Let's return to This Week in America. Here's your host, Rick Bratton.
Welcome back, everybody, coast to coast, This Week in America. It's being called engaging, intriguing, captivating. High praise for The Lighter Side of Darkness by Troy Pappy Johnson, a supernatural thriller based on actions taken by God to extinguish evil forevermore. A requiem of our faith, good versus evil, and heaven versus hell, taking readers on a journey of repentance, forgiveness, and faith, emphasizing that even after one has committed horrendous atrocities, hope may still exist for them. Troy Pappy Johnson was born and raised in Brownsville, Brooklyn, until the summer of 1977. Then he and the family moved to Montclair, New Jersey. A graduate of Howard University, briefly had to delay his education to fulfill his military obligation to the U.S. Army, proudly serving in war campaigns Desert Storm, Desert Shield. Presently a proud father of 3 daughters, a devoted husband for 21 years, a deacon at his church, and a believer of the Most High, as well as a disciple of the Holy Trinity. Troy Pappy Johnson, author of the Christian fiction The Lighter Side of Darkness, recommended by the U.S. Review. He's our guest on This Week in America. Troy, welcome to the program. It's great to have you with us.
It's great to be here, Rick.
This is such a powerful book and receiving excellent reviews. Let's start, first of all, with the inspiration for this, getting the idea to write the book, The Lighter Side of Darkness. How did this all come about?
Well, I go to church, and on a regular basis, while you're in church, you're hearing various scriptures, and you're hearing pericopes by God and Jesus. And with those being said, I said to myself, they once said that the Bible was the greatest story ever told. But has anyone ever actually applied those scriptures and incorporated them in a daily setting? I mean, we do all the time on a regular basis with ourselves, but has anybody ever put it in black and white? And I said to myself, you know what? Me putting this in a situation that someone can definitely relate to would help them understand the Bible more better, because it'd be something that they can relate to on a regular basis, as opposed to the yays, the theys, the thous, and the didis.
Exactly.
So therefore, with that being said, I said, I'm going to make this an adventure to a point where someone can find themselves in the middle of that adventure while reading it and see themselves going through what these characters are actually going through. So that was my inspiration in doing so. It was basically listening to sermons every Sunday.
So once you decide to write the book, how long did it take you to actually sit down, put it all together, and write it so it's ready for publishing?
Okay, yeah, it took me actually, Rick, about 2.5 years. What I did was, because I was in the film industry as a production assistant, and I worked on several Broadway shows and what have you, I was in the entertainment industry. I knew the format of a script, but I actually did not ever write one. So I decided to write a script, and the script that I wrote was actually 400 and some odd pages long. And the actual length of a script is, an official script should be no more than 128 pages.
Okay.
So what I did, I took all the meat out of the so-called script that I wrote.
Yes.
And I said to myself, oh, now it's down to the 128 pages, but what am I going to do with all this extra meat that I took out that's really good? I said, you know what? I'm going to write a book.
Great idea, yes.
In doing so, I did the process backwards. Usually you write the book and adapt the script to the book. I wrote a script and adapt the book to the script.
So you got basically both of them done pretty much around the same time, so that worked out very nicely. With us on the program, Troy Pappy Johnson, author of the book The Lighter Side of Darkness. It's a Christian fiction supernatural thriller. Talk about in putting this together and making it so impactful, the supernatural thriller, Christian fiction, all of that. How did you come up with the whole concept to tell the story in this particular way?
Okay, well, again, I'm a Christian. Therefore, I go to church, and I'm a believer of the Most High. Father God. And with that being said, I used to collect comic books as I was younger, and I have a fascination for supernatural films and things of that nature. And just a matter of incorporating all three of these entities, these ideas, I said, you know what, I'm going to give the world something that they never had. And it's from a Christian fiction based, but at the same time, it's exploring the fiction aspect of it. And let's incorporate something supernatural involved in this. And let's make this an adventure. You know, I said, I'm going to give the reader everything that the reader needs. Once they pick the book up, I don't want them to put it down because they're getting everything that they need. Now, the book goes into depth with hit on a lot of different subjects. And with that being said, again, from everyone that I've spoke to have read it, you know, they either read the book within a few days or some didn't put it down and read it the entire night. And they were committed to it. And that's what I was trying. That was my goal, to get the reader to not put it down.
Committed to the story. And the reviews that I'm reading, yes, it's one of those where it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I really need to get some sleep. It's going to be time to get up for work here soon, but I want to just get another couple of chapters out of this. The book is that good. Once you start reading, you'll be with it, and you'll read well into the night to continue the story, The Lighter Side of Darkness by Troy Pappy Johnson. Do you believe in the struggle of man morality, good versus evil, one of the topics you explore in the book?
Yes, because we find ourselves on a daily basis struggling with our own dilemmas and what have you. And if you ever heard of the enemy within myself is the enemy, and that's basically where I'm going with this. I mean, man has a daily struggle with how life is being presented, because it presents itself in such a rash, harsh way, and it does seem so unfair. And you ask yourself, why is God allowing this? Is the devil truly, is this his earth? And so what is it that we need to do, or I need to do, to make this better? But I can't, because I am so engulfed in my personal sins, and I'm trying to hide myself away from myself so no one can see what's truly going on within me. So I'm putting up a wall, a facade, so to speak. That good and versus evil concept is the man versus himself, the man versus struggle. Right? Because we all as adults know right from wrong. We were taught that as children. Know right from wrong, good versus evil. But yet we cannot seem to get past the dark side of what life has presented. And when we try to do so, it seems as though we're always pulled back. But yet there is hope. There is hope, because as long as you keep striving for the hope is going to be there. And it's just a matter of time before you break through and the light shines upon you. So don't give up, people. Do not give up.
Troy Pappy Johnson, our guest on the program, author of The Lighter Side of Darkness. You'll find it at authorreputationpress.com. Also, Troy's website, adarkmanslight.com. You'll find those on our website, thisweekinamerica.us. Talk about some of the characters in the book. The characters literally jump off the page as you're reading The Lighter Side of Darkness. Give us a little background on some of the main characters.
Okay, the main character of this story is Dimitrius Steele. Dimitrius Steele is an ex-Marine who undergoes a situation where he finds himself in a good versus evil situation. So therefore, with that being said, you either do the right thing or you just go along with what darkness has presented. And the morality of one's character, this particular character, finds himself on the good side. And in doing so, to try to present that gospel throughout this book, he is blessed with the strength of with superhuman strength, so to speak. And his character is formed from